I still live in America, in the United States of America. You know what I'm noticing? Is that I'm starting to not even be proud to be an American. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, America today in 2026 is not the America of the past, if that makes any sense. Like, America is, okay, I'm gonna give America some slack. America is like one of the best, greatest countries on earth. But for me as an American, I'm like very, very disappointed in my government and very, very, very disappointed in our leadership as a country. And I mean, really, our leaders, our politicians are like just corrupt. And then just wealth inequality is just so out of fucking whack, dude. Like, what the fuck? Why are we all so poor? Anyways, excuse my French. If you're French, I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't want to make this all about America. All I'm saying is that America was founded on principles of, what were those principles? Independence, freedom, individual sovereignty. The country is a democracy. You know, we're a constitutional republic, but that's a form of democracy. And the country belongs to us. It belongs to us. And what I've noticed is that these psycho wealthy people, these billionaires, it's not that they're all corrupt, but it is a problem. And that as you gain more and more absorbent amounts of wealth, exorbitant, is that the word? Exuberant. When you amass crazy amounts of wealth, you start to care about things that is not in tune and in touch with the common man, the average American. So it's not the billionaire's fault. You know, I know some people will just make it sound like all billionaires are corrupt and bad and evil, and that's not true. But there is a problem embedded in great wealth inequality. It's just like the same way that when I drive past a homeless person on the curb in my car, I hate to say this, I'm gonna regret saying this probably, but I care about different things than that person cares about. And a lot of times, I feel like if I give them money, it's not going to really go to anything wise. Like when I see a person that is homeless and genuinely and that's the problem, is I never know if they're genuinely homeless or if they're just a person who has spent a whole lifetime making horrible choices. You know, if they're a person who has made really bad choices and they've burned bridges in their life, they've burned relationships, they never applied themselves, they were lazy. They could have been lazy. Am I crazy to say that? Or if they just got wrapped up, if their priorities got wrapped up in drugs, or if they just didn't make good choices on who to learn from and who to hang out with, I'm sure they were at a disadvantage. But at the same time, that person on the corner who is homeless or down bad enough to where you have to dehumanize yourself and beg, which no one wants to be in that position. It sucks. But all I'm saying is, how much is that person responsible for being on that curb? And I think that our lives choices. So my point that I'm making is when I see somebody on the curb, they're making choices, and I don't really feel like giving them $100 or $20 or $5. The reality is when they get that money, guess what? They have to make a choice with the money, and the fact that they're in that position tells me they're not good at making choices. So why should I give them why should I give my hard-earned money to them? Anyways, this is all about the billionaire thing. The point that I'm making is I just think so differently than the homeless person because I have a different amount of wealth compared to the homeless. Does this make sense? So when there's a billionaire, I'm like the homeless guy to that billionaire. I mean, I'm not homeless. I have. Last time I checked, I'm not homeless. I have nice things. But the point that I'm making, and I'm sorry to get so worked up real quick, but this is kind of important, is that we have class in America. We have different classes. I am middle class. You know, I'm not the guy on the curb that's begging for money, thank God. I haven't made the worst choices in my life, but I'm also like, you know, I kind of, sometimes I struggle to pay my bills, you know, like I don't have this great career, I'm not wealthy, my dad didn't leave me behind like $1 million trust fund. I have to work, okay? I have to engage in the modern form of slavery, which, that's gonna sound crazy, but like I literally, if I want to sustain, I have to sacrifice. This candle is ridiculous. If I want to sustain, I'm gonna have to sacrifice. Anyway, what I'm saying is that, you know, we have great wealth inequality in America, and it's only gonna get worse with AI. I mean, AI, they're gonna be doing, dude, we're gonna have like just, I don't even know where to go with this. Just the AI is gonna be a problem, okay? The AI is gonna be a problem. It's gonna take over jobs. It's gonna displace work. The real problem, it's not AI becoming like an evil force. It's people misusing AI. That's the real danger. It's not the AI itself. It's the human who is corrupt and evil and malaligned who will use AI for nefarious purposes. And nefarious is a fancy word for evil or up to no good. People who are up to no good will use AI against you. So that's the challenge there. The other thing about AI is that it's going to be very powerful, and it's going to be, unfortunately, in the hands of very, very few people who are very powerful. And it's back to the billionaire thing. It's like, if I'm a billionaire and I have extreme amounts of wealth and status and ability in the world to just like basically be a magician. Like, when you have that much money, you're a magician. You can wake up and be like, well, today, what for my next trick? Today, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna fly into Morocco, I'm gonna rent a yacht for the day, and I'm gonna buy bottle service, and I'm gonna fly out all my friends and family, and I'm gonna do that. And then it's like, poof, magic. Like, you have the resources and money to make your little vision come true. And it's a work of magic when you have that much money. Oh, I have $1 million today. I think I will get a private jet and buy 500 Big Macs. And then just get in the plane and just, you know, like, that's magic if you have that much money. So anyways, the problem with AI in America, and the reason I'm disappointed in my government, I know this is a long-winded story, but yeah, I just want to be proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. I like know who I am. I can do things. I'm accomplished. Like I'm college educated. I have my wife. I'm in a stable relationship. I have a good foundation. I'm not like so confused about life. Like I remember when I was 20 and like 19 and a teenager, I used to just be so freaking confused. Now it's like I know what I know, and I'm trying my best to make things better, and I'm not perfect, and I'm just trying to make the best of my life. That's my whole life story, basically. Anyways, okay, so I'm 30. What else? Oh, I got a new job. So this will be news to the channel. I used to be a salesman. I used to be in sales. I went to college for business. I have 2 degrees. Boring, blah blah blah. Won't bore you with those details. But I used to be in sales. I used to be a traveling salesman all over the country. Now I'm transitioning out of that, and now I'm a tour guide driver, a Jeep tour guide driver for one of our city parks here in Colorado. So I'm now a tour guide in Colorado. I drive a customized, modified Jeep, decked out. Like, these things are beasts. These things are customized, cool colors, just big, giant monster truck Jeeps. I get about 12 people in the back of my Jeep, and then I drive in through the wilderness, and I make jokes and teach them about the history, and talk to people, and point out rock formations, and help them understand what makes Colorado such a unique geographical, geological place. What makes this place, the history, the geology, the geography, the mycology, the ecology, the wildlife, the plants, etc., 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 the anthropology. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm conveying all that makes this place great. And so anyways, I like it. It's very fun. Now isn't the most, stable job. No. I'm kind of fighting for hours. And a lot of my, wage is tips. So it's not like I'm making a salary. I'm not making $85K a year. I don't have any, benefits, which that's something that you have to care about when you get old, apparently. What else? Oh yeah, it's like minimum wage and it's seasonal. It's like a 3-month job. Oops. Okay, so I'm still looking for my thing, but this will get me through the summer. I'm enjoying it. This is my thing, and I've thought about this for probably the last 7 years. Money is important, but I am not motivated to make a lot of money. I will not sacrifice my soul for money. I'm not gonna engage in the full-on modern slavery. 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year. You belong to us in this office. I ain't doing that. I would rather blow my brains out than engage in that format of work. If you think I'm gonna show up, dedicate an hour before I have to be in work for commuting and getting ready, and then you think I'm gonna dedicate my prime time and energy from the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then if you think I'm gonna go out to my car at 5 p.m., get in it and sit in traffic, actual traffic, with my fellow slaves in the freeway for another hour and a half. If you think I'm gonna dedicate 11 hours of 5 days in a row for the rest of my life to your godforsaken company and organization, you are gravely mistaken. I would rather be doing anything else. I will not do it. Okay? anymore. I am optimizing for freedom. I want to be able to walk away from the job and not think about it at all. 2, I want to be able to cover my expenses and save a little bit. My expenses are not that high. I'm cool with living below my means and slowly saving and working towards building like a good, long-term saving. I don't want to make a lot. I want to make like the bare minimum plus a little bit more so I can save and be financially responsible. The third thing is I want to genuinely be adding value to the world. So if I'm in an office, or if you got me doing some just monotonous, boring AF task in isolation, I ain't doing that. There's no value. I'm just not gonna do that, okay? And I know I might be seeming a little aggressive to you guys, but at the end of the day, this is a ramble. So I'm going to rant and ramble in a relaxing way, because this is what ASMR ramble or okay. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, and then I want to be like engaged. I want to enjoy it. I want to find meaning in what I'm doing. So that's the fourth thing. I guess it's 4 things when it comes to my work. 1, I want to have freedom to walk away from the job when I want to. That's first and foremost. Like, I gotta have some end date to work towards, some like end goal to where I can say, alright, I'm gonna peace out for like a couple weeks or a season and then I'll come back next year. Something like that. 2, make enough to cover my bills. 3, it's gotta be adding value to the world. And 4, I have to find meaning in it. So that's what I'm trying to do. And with this job, it's got a lot of those. It's got 3 of the 4. It is seasonal, so I get to walk away at one point. It is, I'm adding value to the world. I'm helping people have like an experience. Like, they get in the Jeep and I'm like, I'm going to show you what makes this place special. And you're going to have a deeper understanding. You're going to learn something and you're going to have a deeper connection to the wilderness. Like, that is adding value to people. And I find that greatly meaningful, which would be the third thing. The problem, the little problem of my job here is the money. It is not fulfilling my financial goals. So I'm trying to work that out. Anyways, I'm very happy that it's a cool summer job. I have more gratitude for my wife, my wife's a literal medical professional. She's an ICU nurse. I'm so freaking proud of her. She's just amazing. She's the most loving, intelligent, smart, silly, funny, beautiful person I've ever met. And we take care of each other. And part of that, as a man, that's hard for a man, is to realize that your wife is taking care of you in some ways. Now, I'm not. It's mutual. That comes with a big old asterisk. Like, hey, I take care of her in ways that she cannot take care of herself, and she does the same for me. That's what a partnership is. That's what a marriage is. There's strengths and weaknesses on both sides, and the goal of the marriage is to come together and be stronger and fortified as a unit. So there's some wisdom for you single people out there struggling to find a life partner. If you're out there single and struggling to find a life partner, I feel for you. Oh my gosh. I feel so sorry for you. Why do I say that? Well, first off, people are just low shitballs nowadays. Like, people don't have any morals anymore. I've noticed, just the pool of good people has gone way down. The people who have good character, they're just becoming rarer, more rare and more rare by the second. High quality people degenerating. And I still have hope. And I'm going to be part of the change that makes the world better. And I'm not going to give up on people. And I'm going to keep doing what I can to make the world a better place and improve myself first and take care of my own house first before I go out into the world and start nitpicking. I'm going to be accountable to myself and to my God so that I can be a bright light in the world, and I'm imperfect. On that same note though, I look around and I'm aware that not everyone be thinking that way. A lot of people are living for the short term, you know? So it's a dark, dark world, and we need bright, bright lights everywhere we go. Yes, boy. We need more lights in the world. I mean, I'll say it. Oh, went out. The candle went out. Oh well, that was a demonstration. It's not the end of the world. Anyways, yeah, if you're dating now, I feel sorry for you because there's just, you're gonna have to really lower your standards because you can't have really high standards, but also there's a window of time. Some people think I have forever to find my partner, which it can feel like forever, but in reality, you've got like 20 years. Once you're 40 and like you haven't really built like any foundation for like a relationship or a family, your value has gone down at some point. It's like people think like, well, I'm just gonna get better and better and better and I'll find my person. It's like, no, like you kind of get better and better and better, and then you start to kind of plateau, and then before long you start to like degenerate in terms of age and energy and like economic viability. So like if you just think, oh, I'm Peter Pan, I don't need to settle down because I'm just gonna get back, it's like, no. If you're 40 and single, you look like a total freaking idiot. Like people look at you like, whoa, what happened? Failure to launch on this guy, right? This guy's failure to launch over here. Guy's been single for 40 years. It's like, it's not cool. So anyways, it's a hard challenge for people dating or people wanting to be married, and that you have to have good standards, but realize that your window of time is slowly shutting on when to start a family and get married. And it's like, if you just never commit or sacrifice, you wake up and you're 40 years old and you're way less appealing to people on the market, and then you're alone for the rest of your life, and you have no family, and you have no partnership, and you have no companionship, you have no intimacy. So those are things to think about. And I've just noticed that this is not a judgment, but I have noticed that a lot of people in our society are struggling with these things, and so I'm aware of that, and I think about these things. Anyways, well, that was kind of my ramble for the day. Thank you guys so much for supporting